Hey stars, welcome to my channel, Shae.equilibrium, where it's all about maintaining a balance in our style, relationships, emotions, and our spiritual life. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if this content interests you. With no further ado, we're just going to jump into the video of the day, and I do have my notes right here. And today's topic is what to look for and what to avoid when you're going to the thrift store. If you're interested in what I'm wearing today, it will be right over here in the cutaway. Number one, the first thing that you should look for is good quality and natural fibers, materials. Now I'm talking about your linen, your cotton, your silk, your leather, your suede, your cashmere, your wool. These type of material is going to last for a long time and it's going to serve its purpose. You're going to find that you will get a lot of use out of your clothing when they are made up of these materials. Other material, not so much. It's even in the Bible. The Bible tells you what particular type of material to wear that is going to be best for you. So please, when you're going to the thrift store, look out for quality materials. It will last you a long time and it will go a long way. And trust me, these are going to be the things that's going to be staple in your wardrobe. Number two, examine clothing for stains and rips. I went to the thrift store and there were times that I was so elated because I thought I got a steal, a deal that I was like, yes, I was so happy. I bought the clothing. I came home only to find out that there was a stain that I overlooked. I didn't look carefully or I didn't even look at all. I saw it. I thought it was nice. And so I ended up purchasing the material. Needless to say, I had to give that clothing away or I had to dry clean it, which costs a lot of money. So to eliminate from having to do all of that, examine the clothing once you're purchasing them from the thrift store. Anywhere, as a matter of fact, that you're purchasing your clothing, you need to make sure that you're checking it carefully. Like Santa Claus says, check it twice. Yeah, check those items and make sure that they don't have these rips and stains inside of them so you won't waste your money or have to spend more money trying to clean it. And we know that the dry cleaners is not cheap. Number three is to make sure that you're pulling on the fabrics. 2 times the thrift store caught me. Okay, 2 times. I purchased a top and the top was beautiful. I think I have a video. If I do, I'll put it over here in the cutaway that you could see the top. I really, really love the top. I purchased it. I brought it home. There were no rips, no tears on the top, but I put on that top and I stretched it and all I saw, it started to rip. And I took it off and held it and it basically went to pieces in my hands and I had to throw it away. It was a waste of my money. So when you get there, you find qualities, you find items that may not be the material that I told you before, but it's a nice piece and you think you want to add it to your wardrobe. Please pull on it. Pull on it and make sure that this material is not going to go to shreds or fall apart on you when you bring it home. The next thing that you should do is to look for vintage pieces. That's my main reason for going to the thrift store. I'm not going to the thrift store to find pieces that's trending now. I'm finding those vintage pieces from a long time ago. I don't know how many of you guys remember A&S. These things used to be in A&S. I found some pieces that actually still had the A&S tags on it. And this is a department store that closed years ago. But I go there to the thrift shop and I'm looking for those vintage pieces because those clothing are usually such top-notch quality, like, really? And they tend to become my staple pieces that other people would look and say, oh, where did you get that? From the thrift shop? Really? Yes, from the thrift shop. It is a staple. It is beautiful, but I did get it from the thrift store. So when you're going to the thrift store, go there for those once in a lifetime pieces that people already done discarded of, and somehow, some way, someone was able to take good care of that particular item and now it's in your hands and you could make better use of it. So look for those vintage pieces. They tend to be top quality and usually in the thrift store, those tend to be the pieces that's a little bit cheaper, believe it or not. At least the thrift stores that I go to. So when you go to the thrift store, please do look for those vintage pieces. The next thing I would say for you to do is don't buy it because it's inexpensive. Don't buy it because it's cheap. Make sure that you can find use for it in your wardrobe. Make sure that you are going to wear this item. Don't just pick up something and say it's not expensive. So it doesn't matter if I wear it or if I don't wear it. It's still your money that you could have put towards getting something else. So when you go to the thrift store, there's going to be a lot of $5 items, which are my favorite items, right? For those of you who watch me, know that I find a lot of $5 items in the thrift store. And I am going to say that sometimes I end up giving those things away without wearing it. So don't be like me because you go into the store, you see something that's inexpensive, you pick it up and you say it's going to work. It will not work in your wardrobe if it's not your style. Once again, I did have a thrifting video that will tell you how to go about thrifting when you're thrifting, the best things to do. And I will have that video, the picture over here. So you will see the video. Go ahead and watch that video after this video. So you will learn a lot much more thrifting tips and tricks. Okay. Now, buy those items that you're going to the thrift store. Make sure you're buying them because you actually need them. We all will go shopping, and yes, shopping is my therapy. It should not be. And for 2025, I'm going to make it not my therapy. Exercise is going to take its place this year. But for some of us who are struggling with retail therapy, we tend to go and we pick up things and we don't have use for it. Please don't go to the thrift shop and pick up inexpensive things that you don't have use for. Number 6, look out for these particular items when you're going to the thrift store. Now, this is my little secret. I'm giving you guys some nice nuggets, some big, weighty, chunky nuggets, right? I'm giving to you guys when you're going to the thrift store. Get silk pajamas. You want some nice silk pajamas? Get them in the thrift store, brand new. Even look for tops that can be a little bit bigger than you are and use them as a pajama. If it's silk, you may look at something in the store and you would say, oh, it's nice, but it's not my size. If you get it in an oversize, you can always wear it as a pajamas. A nice big top that's silk, you'll be sliding off your bed. No, let me stop. Yeah, but be able to interchange your items. When you go to the thrift store, you have to be able to think creatively as to how else can you wear this particular item. But I look for my pajamas when I go to the thrift store. I look for my bed slippers. If you guys know, I have a ton load of bed slippers and they're beautiful. They are brand new and they are thrifted. And I love my bed slippers. I also get my scarves. Once I found a Burberry scarf. A real Burberry scarf. I find cashmere scarves. Cashmere scarves are constantly on that scarf rack. Go through the scarves and look for quality scarves that's going to keep your neck warm in the wintertime. Get your hats. Get your leather belts. Get your leather gloves. These are items that are there that you are going to need other times. You may not need it right now, but you can put it up. Well, right now you're going to need those leather gloves. It's cold. It's really cold. Yes. So you may not find it now, but my another nugget that's coming up is shop out of season. Yes, even at the thrift store, shop out of season. Because when you shop out of season, they're going to have those items there for much cheaper than they do when it is in season, just like the regular department stores. So right now, if you're looking for a leather gloves, it might not be as inexpensive as it would be in the summertime. So I usually pick up those things in the summertime. I take them out and I'm like, yes, I found this. I'm putting it up for winter. But what I'm saying for you to do when you go to the thrift store, shop out of season. Pick up your hats, your scarves, your gloves, your flip-flops. All of these items are there in the thrift store, and a lot of times you can get them brand new. Brooches. That's another item. Look for your brooches. Men, look for your ties. They have I bought my son a YSL tie in the thrift store. I bought my son a Fendi tie in the thrift store. And they came up to no more than $5. It was between $3 and $5. And these were authentic items that I purchased from the thrift store. Don't sleep on the thrift store. So make sure you get your accessories, get your pantyhose from the thrift store, get your bags from the thrift store. I've gotten many bags from the thrift store. Especially this particular bag. I'm going to have it over here. It is like my heart. And now I'm kind of understanding my style a little bit better. This bag, it like just speaks to my heart. Every time I pick it up to put it on, it makes me happy. It brings me joy. And anytime I could get an opportunity to put it, to pull it and to wear it, I do. And so I'm realizing that a lot of things that I'm getting from the thrift shop, I'm just getting because I can purchase them. But now I'm going to be a little bit more intentional. And if you haven't seen my video also on Thrifting with Intention, please go ahead and watch it. It will be linked in the description box below. But yeah, this is the year that we need to be a little bit more intentional and sustainable when we're doing our purchases at the thrift store, because that's the main reason for it, to keep items out of the landfill. And so if when we're at the thrift store, we can be a little bit more intentional, a little bit more cognizant of what we're purchasing and be able to maximize the things that we are wearing, it would be better for us and for the environment. Another tip, and since I've given you link tip number 6 with tip number 7, I'm going to move on to tip number 8, which is to wash your items. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell you I wash every single item that I get out of the thrift store. I don't. If I don't wash them, I steam them. Because when you add heat to certain materials or to items, it tends to kill the bacteria and the germs that's inside of it. So I do steam, and if I don't steam, then I wash. There are some items that I get and they look really nice and crisp, like it's brand new. And you know, if you go ahead and wash that item the first time you wear it, it's not going to look the same as you see it. So those items, I would usually steam them. So this way, the germs and the bacteria are not as much, because I don't think I could totally get rid of those things, but it wouldn't be as much as how I got it when I purchased it from the thrift store. Number 9, I would say, don't buy anything that you cannot style multiple ways. And I did do a video where I thrifted this black shirt dress, and I was able to style it 3 different ways. I'll also link that particular video in the description box so you can go ahead and take a look at it. I'll also have it over here, the picture, so that you can see it. So when you're looking for it, you can identify it a lot much more easier. But in that particular video, I showed you that I can style a particular piece multiple ways and get ton load of use out of that item. And that's the way we should be shopping in the thrift shop. That's something that you should do. Do that. Trust me, you would, when you do that and you realize that you can take this one piece and turn it around so many different ways, you get so excited and you want to be able to do it with other items, and you want to see how can you maximize your wardrobe. It just puts this new joy and new zeal in you to find use for those pieces, and you tend to learn what are those pieces, are your staple pieces, and what is your style when you're able to do that. So that is a definite do. The last one, which is number 10, and this is avoid. Don't do it. Don't buy it because it's name brand. I'm speaking to myself, because everyone loves a deal and a steal. And when you see a name brand that should have been like hundreds of dollars, and you're getting it for $10 or for $25, you're like, what? I mean, what? I'm gonna pick this up. Don't do it. If it ain't your style, don't buy. If you can't style it multiple ways, don't buy it. If you can't see how it's fitting in your wardrobe, don't get it. Because what's going to happen is it's going to sit there and you're going to keep seeing it and wondering, why did you buy it? Because you're not wearing it. And you spent your money on it when you could have purchased something else. So these are the thrifting do's and don'ts, and things to avoid and do when you're going thrifting. And I hope that this was able to help you, because it has definitely helped me to make my thrifting experience a lot much better. I find myself now, where I was leaving the thrift store with bags on bags on bags, that I'm leaving the thrift store now with one bag. And sometimes I'm like, I don't really need that. And things that I would have purchased before, I'm finding that I'm not purchasing them anymore. So go ahead, if you're having problems when you're thrifting and you're finding that you're coming home with too many things, and your hubby, right, like my hubby, or your wife is there complaining, saying, why are you bringing all these things into the house? Stop it. Go ahead and take advantage of these do's and don'ts, things to avoid and things to do while thrifting. And remember, stars, that we are stars and we can do only what stars do. We shine brightly. Mwah, 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 mwah. God bless you. Bye.